Hey Aries, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for July 8th, 2024. This is for Aries. Last shuffle coming out for Aries. Oh my gosh. So two cards fell in my lap. So we have the loving woman planning an action. Um, we have present power and transformation here. So what's interesting about this, it kind of gives off this energy of a something here where someone feels so empowered in your space. Whoever this person is, they're making plans and they're taking action immediately. They may not even really give a chance to like really explain their plans. They may just start acting on things, and you may be like, "What are they up to now?" kind of thing. But it's mostly because their strength seems to be one of like they're a chameleon. It seems like they intuitively kind of know what you need. A lot of their actions are based on, I almost want to say that they're trying to stop being so toxic. I'm so serious. It looks like that's what they're trying to do. And it also looks like they're in this space of trying to, trying to, I almost feel like they're trying to kind of like bond you to them intuitively. But the toxic part would be that there's always this fear that the relationship is going to end. There's always this fear that maybe they'll stop, like things will end. You know what I mean? There's always this vibe of that. Like, but this may be on them, how they feel about things or the energy they try to create around you. The present power and transformation that fell out here is really speaking so much to where to them being very, it's easy for them to change their mind, or it's easy for them to jump from strength to strength. Okay, they're one that can do multiple things at once, or um, go to the next step easily. There's something about that going on here. The loving woman, high priestess, the devil, seven of pentacles, nine of swords. So this is a person who may be not gender specific at all. This would be energy of them. Um, Maybe they're quiet. This would tell me that this is a very quiet person, or at least um, so if they're quiet, this would mean that they go from immediately 1 minute they're planning with you, or something, and then they're jumping up and acting on it immediately. Or they may not even be speaking. It's just that they may be sitting there quiet, and all of a sudden they jump up and start doing something like a scary movie. You know how they always do that? Like, that's the scary part, is how impulsive the person is. If you really think about it, you watch scary movies, that's what they do. Most people, they're very calm, they move very, slowly, they do something, you could see what they're about to do. But then in scary movies, a person would be sitting on the bed and all of a sudden they'll just jump up and walk really fast in another direction. You're like, what the heck? You know, you don't know if you should run in the opposite direction or follow them. And so this would be someone who might be in that energy, and very a very nervous person. They're nervous because they can sense that fear is not something that can hold you, right? It's very interesting. They may be, they're planning to stop doing something here. They have clarity about how they look. They may feel like they look, or they're noticing that they look like a selfish person. Like, it's all about them, celebrating them. It's all about what they look like, what appearance. Like, this would be, if this is a romantic relationship, this would be someone who's very, very conscious of how they look in public. They may be very conscious of like of creating a certain persona or reputation. Their image is very important to them. But if it's not romantic, this is still the same kind of vibe, right? Um, so they may, I only say romantically, that will be the vibe. As far, especially, they may stress you out about how you're showing up or what you're doing in public around them, stressing you out about it, like, you better not embarrass that person, type of thing. And I only say romantic because that's usually where we're the closest to someone, where they feel free enough to act this way. You know what I mean? But it doesn't always have to be. Loving women could be any kind of energy, because you could love someone and not be romantically in love with them, right? But the way that they show it is by stress, right? And so the way that they show their love would be that they want you to always be nervous around them, or they're nervous around you, or they think, like, they may think love is like butterflies, that nervous feeling or the excited feeling, and that's really a fight or flight response. And they may realize it now, that it's kind of toxic, and then it does look kind of selfish. And I see them taking action to end or stop doing it, and they realize that they deserve something deeper than that, something that's going to last a lot longer. Image does not last, beauty doesn't last. People don't understand physically. It's like we're so concerned and consumed with what we look like, which of course you should. I mean, you should look at your face and go, "Ooh, I need to do something about this," or whatever the case. However it goes, right? You should love the skin you're in, but this is someone who's like, I deserve better, or I deserve. They also may feel like they deserve to be abandoned because of how they've been acting, but they're so hung up on something physical, something visual, that they're not saying anything of any depth. You know what I mean? They're not having any deep conversations. This is someone who's like, I deserve to be walked away from, because I focus on things that don't last. You know what I mean? Like our thing, physical appearances, our body. We age. That's part of what being here is all about. So this is someone who's deserving of in so many ways. They want to go deeper, but they also feel like they should be left. So they should be left behind. The healing light, King of Wands, and the Four of Wands. This would be someone who's like, uh, um, what it, they may be coming in this energy too. So they're of two minds. But I see what heals them is understanding that you got to keep pushing, and that they got to realize that being an effective leader requires warmth, requires positivity, being solid, and knowing who you are, and care and loving who you are, and knowing what you want and going after what you want, like the truest parts of us, not what everyone would deem that way, or worrying too much. They worry too much about what it will look like in the long run, instead of just being true to yourself. And so I think there's something about them wanting to heal that within themselves. And it doesn't matter. This is not relational, like relationship specific. It's not like romantic. Because like I said, you could love your manager, you could love your coworker, you could love your best friend or your pet or something. You know what I mean? You can love things other than something being intimate and romantic. But this is someone who is now realizing that they are doing nothing of any depth, and they want to change that. They know they can change that. It's like some kind of thing where they're like, I know I can change this. I know I could be different. And they're very good at changing up, right? Because in order to be so self-conscious in the world, you have to so quickly change your energy to match whatever space you're in, so that you're acceptable in the world. So this person is truly a chameleon from here. But whoever this is, they're realizing that they've got to really stop doing some things. Like, they can't be so stressed out, and they're going to show you a side of them here that you may be like, I almost want to say, you may want to celebrate the person. Like, the person that they may present today would be fun. This would be someone that you're like, yeah, now I can stand behind this. And it looks like they're fighting to maintain it, but they know that they change up. They may be up and down. So Spirit wants you to know about this, that at least in their heart, they're like, listen, I know that I could be stable like this, but there's a struggle with the fear. And also too, they're changing a lot. They change up a lot. It's very difficult for them to stay stable, according to this. So Spirit wants you to know about it. I'm gonna leave it there, because I'm like, goodness gracious, it's a lot. Mm-mm-mm. They may have like a really deep conversation with you, or they may I don't see a want. I see them having one. So you could be dealing with a Pisces or a Capricorn. We also have another Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, also Taurus and Virgo. So you could be an Aries, Taurus cusp or a Pisces, Aries cusp. We have Leo, Virgo cusp or Sagittarius, Capricorn cusp. And if you're not dealing with those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.